Hello everybody, the iLord Root here, and I am back for another episode of Let's Play Shareware. So I guess I will go ahead and tell you what I'm doing here. Today I'm going to be playing an Apogee title called Menace. So let me just bring it up real quick. Um, this should look a little familiar to you, and hopefully when this comes up, uh, this will look very familiar to you. Um, go ahead and note that this says it's not shareware. Well, there's actually a really nice thing about this. This game is actually freeware. So you play as this dude that I don't know who he is. I guess he's kind of your generic, 90s style, special operative sort of dude. But when you load this in, you'll notice it looks incredibly familiar, and that's because this game is based off of the Keen 4 engine, at least as best as I can tell. That shouldn't be too terribly surprising, because at one point id was actually using Apogee as a publisher for their software, and so they probably licensed the engine out to other people. I guess this is one of their in-house developers. So we'll just start a normal game. I think I've learned my lesson with hard games. But I guess I'm not entirely sure what the story is here. I believe you got shot down by some alien army of some kind. We can look at that real quick. Well, that character is really confused. Um, some Snake Logan, some kind of secret operative. We work for the CIA, it looks like. Um, and, I guess our plane, um, or I guess we went there in a plane of some kind. Of course, because we just crashed it. Something about this dude named Dr. Mangle that I'm not gonna read through. But yeah, apparently they're turning insects into, um, you know, shit. Into, massive monsters from beyond the grave. So I guess they wouldn't be beyond the grave unless they died first. But anyway, this game, as you might have seen, is notorious for having issues. I guess like starting up and everything. And I think it's, one of the reasons why this game, went to freeware very quickly. But it does have an interesting sort of, oh wow, I just wasted that. It does have an interesting, I guess, sort of, gameplay compared to Keen. I mean, definitely, like, you have things like doors you can go through. Keen has doors too, but not quite like this. Oh, so I mean, that's a pretty cool addition. You'll notice you have, like, machine guns here, and you can actually get different types of guns. This is, I was gonna say this is Apogee's answer to Duke Nukem, but Duke Nukem was actually Apogee's product, so I don't think that would be proper to say. So I'm not exactly sure, like, what Apogee was wanting to do here. Here, of course, you'll notice we have a hostage that we'll have to, I guess we'll have to take care of in a while. And so, let me just kill the screen guy real quick. if for no other reason than I guess he's green. It's not easy being green. I think I'm gonna go up here because I believe there is medicine up here. And I really would not mind having some. Even though, you know, those guys are probably going to kill me instantly. And I guess while I'm at it, I will go through and... Well, where did I get the ammo from? That's pretty nifty. I'll go through, look through these closets, and I have found a blue crystal shard, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I'll probably set myself up for that. It's a nasty little surprise. But, if I recall, well, this is where our hostage is. So, we'll just grab this guy real quick. Apparently, there's this guy in every level, so, or somebody like him. And so he gave me a special kind of key that will let me get through the level. It's, or rather let me finish the level. And there are, of course, secrets in this game. You might have noticed, when we were, you know, messing around earlier, that we have, that, of course, is not the secret, but... let's try this again. Well, yeah, you'll notice that we have, you know, this lift here that wasn't triggered before, and that came from, triggering our deal. And we've also got super bullets as well, so we get different weapon types, which is an interesting little, you know, improvement over, I guess, the Keen engine. Because Keen didn't really support either of these. Now, I mean, to be fair, this engine, I think in some ways, the way that it's used in this game, it's probably not used to its full potential. At least not in my opinion, but then again, that's, you know, my opinion, and it's not really, an objective one. I mean, I think the game is, in some ways it falls short, just because, like, the level design, I think, is a little bit less inspired, but, I mean, that's okay. There's, the level design, I guess, is the way it is. That'll work just fine for us. I'm trying to think how we might get up there, even if we want to try. I guess there's a switch here. So, the vertical switches, I guess, will activate that bridge there that's blocking us. Maybe we can get an extra life out of it. Unfortunately, there's not much of a way to be able to tell, you know, I guess how many, diamonds you have or whatever. Nonetheless, this is a pretty interesting game. I mean, there are some pretty interesting little monsters here. I have to watch out with that. I'm not entirely sure where I got that extra life from. Maybe I Maybe I gained it from getting enough points. But, yeah. Are they playing Pop Goes the Weasel? Yeah, that kind of sucks. Another thing you'll notice about this, of course, is that the level progression is a little bit on the weird side. I believe these keys are what open the doors. I don't think, that guy looks mean. Okay, it's space. But, wow, this is shaping up to be quite nasty for us. I'm just gonna avoid these guys, they're... Whoa! Well, I was thinking I was going to avoid them, but... they're kind of in the way. See, like, there's that one deficiency right there, where they got rid of the ability to, I guess, look down. I'm willing to bet this must be where, if there's a key in this level, it must be where it's at. Nice, maybe that's what I was looking for. Let's see, we'll just get up here. So, I mean, the nice thing about this, in my humble opinion, is that, you know, it is freeware now. Which does mean, you know, even if, you're not the world's hugest fan of this game, it's not really any risk to try it. You know, you get to enjoy this game with its faults and all, for free, which I think is, something I think it's definitely, you know, worth considering. The only thing it'll cost you is your bandwidth. I guess, yeah, that's... Oh, this guy's pretty cool. He's like this little drone that, you know, does his thing. Nice, I just managed to... I don't know when I got that 4,000 points, but it is very much appreciated. I'm not... This drone is supposed to fight back. For some reason... Oh, I see, he shoots rockets. So I have a feeling he is going to become very important, here in the next few moments. And I probably should have saved that. Looks like my robot went away. That makes me a little sad. I rather like the idea of having a robot. I guess Dr. Mangle is leading us about. That's rather interesting. So yeah, I was actually going to do lemmings, um, initially. But I had this issue with the demo, with lemmings to where I just could not get the sound to go, and the sound was one of the better parts of lemmings in my humble opinion. I think that the sound really made lemmings a very, atmospheric sort of game. So I was unfortunately not able to get lemmings going, and we're doing Menace instead because of that. So here's another issue: you can't aim up, which would be really helpful at times. I'm not entirely sure why they removed all this stuff out of the Keen engine that they did. I guess they just didn't feel like it gave the proper feel. It's I imagine, in fact, that the guy who developed this game probably did not want to be I guess permanently associated with Keen. Oh cool, I'm invincible. That's actually a rather nice turn of events for us. Well, is it me, or does that woman look suspiciously like a man? Yeah, we've still fortunately got, this is kind of a weird level design. We've still fortunately, or we had our invincibility, which I think was cool. I'm glad to see at least, that they made it to where, you could, what was I gonna say? It's kind of weird, I get really distracted sometimes when I'm playing these games, but, I think what I was going to say is I'm glad that they made it to where, you're able to fire still. Okay, so I definitely need keys to get into the closets. That's something good to remember. I guess at least we have, the green crystal, whatever that's worth. I'm sure it'll be part of some weird puzzle. So I'm gonna try and set this guy off. And those guys are fairly easy to avoid, I think. I mean, one of the main issues is that if you die in this game, you're at a fairly real disadvantage. Did I say that because, well, I guess on the one hand you keep your ammo, but on the other hand, you run out of ammo, and that's interesting. Is that a code of some kind? I'll have to keep that in mind. But, yeah, at any rate, you know, you have to be pretty careful in this game. So I think that's what this is. This is for, this thing here. So it was something interesting, I know that. I just don't remember what the code was. That code was red, magenta, blue, green, and cyan. So we'll try that. Although I'm gonna take these guys out first. So what was that? Red, magenta, blue, green. Oh wow. Well, that was rather mean, and I bet there's no way for us to really do anything about that now. Hopefully nah, we're toast. I wonder if there is a way. Yeah, we probably should have saved the game there. We'll just return back. That was, I guess, a really stupid idea on my part. But that's okay, we'll work with it. Just wait for this guy over here to, I guess, to kill me. And I probably should have saved at this point. In fact, I am going to do just that. Just because, it seems like a good idea at this point. I don't think there's going to be any recovering if we screw up, which it would seem to me is very likely to happen. And I wonder what this switch does here. I mean, apparently we've got a key card of some kind. Now we're completely out of ammo of any kind, and I don't think that guy can be killed by bullets, so we're in trouble here, but there we go. Maybe there's stuff up here. And it looks like I've trapped myself. It really sucks because that actually was not something that, you know, It's not something that I wanted to have to deal with. I mean, I guess we'll find a way to make light of it. Definitely, I'm gonna try and, uh, you know, I'll get our thing. Maybe this means that despite having no ammo, which is a bit of a bummer, maybe that means we'll be able to try the sequence again. So it is red, magenta, blue, and green. It's a good thing to know. And that one was actually really on the close side. So red, green, blue. There we go. That is sorely needed. I don't think y'all have any idea how much I needed that. I mean, it's still not gonna, do anything for me, but it's worth at least grabbing for those keys. Which is, I find, the real trick. And I now take these guys out. I won't say effortlessly. There's gonna be some effort involved, but I could at least, take them out fairly reasonably. So, yeah, we'll go down here. I'm gonna try to get what remains in the slash store. Maybe get myself an extra life. That'd be actually rather nice. And we'll kill these massive dust bunnies. Or at least that's what they appear to me to be. So if I can take this guy out and, I guess get to the end of the level, as long as I can handle myself that way, then I think I'll be good. I just have to be careful, not to overdo it. I just activated a lift of some kind, it looks like, and there's no telling what that does. But whatever it does, I'm not going to box myself in this time. And in fact, I'm going to save because I have ammo. I don't know if that will, return my ammo when I reload the game, but having ammo is rather nice. Especially, when you can screw up as badly as I was able to. But what have we got here? We've got a laser. Which, I rather like having that laser. Laser's not a bad thing to have around at all. Let's see. I'm not sure which weapon I like better. I mean, all I know is almost out of health again. I've gotten a little bit too cocky. I figured this probably would have happened, so I guess at least the good thing is that I imagine I have an easier way of getting here. We'll just save that real quick, just in case we, die. Which it might have been a problem for us if we saved past that point and had no means of getting back. But yeah, I think now that the hostage is rescued, maybe we should go check out that platform. Although I bet you, that platform's not gonna come down low enough. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up there and, shoot Mr. Slimy. But whatever's up here, I hope is worth it. It's 50,000 points. I mean, it's not a bad start. We need, oh cool, we have 3 lives. And don't ask me when that happened. But it's, enough for us to, get back on track. I'm not as worried, I guess, about dying as much. If as good as I used to be at this game, I'll be able to do fairly okay, I think. If I can just kill the bog monster. Oh yeah, that's one of the things that I don't like so much. About this game is they sort of do weird, unfair things in this game, but it's not really in a humorous way. I mean, I think definitely this game doesn't quite have like the same humor as maybe for instance Keen. I mean, Keen is pretty humorous too. I mean, it's at least in my opinion. What is that? Landmines. I'm not sure if I like that as much. I mean, landmines are... they're cool, I guess, but... I can think of, other things I might rather have. What is up with that dude? Oh, whatever the case is, at least, at least we have some keys, so we can start opening up some of these doors. And maybe if I'm lucky, I can get myself killed, as I am here. What I'd really like to do is I'd like to try to jump over this guy, but it's almost impossible to tell, you know, where he's gonna go next. I'm just gonna hope this guy falls for my trap I've laid. Well, there's at least the beacon, so, you know, at least we've made it this far. So, yeah, anyway, I guess, I'm gonna, I guess, talk just a little bit about maybe what I plan on doing next. I don't think I'm gonna do an entire week of these again for a while, maybe. I mean, I'm doing these largely because, really my next thing on my agenda is Let's Code, and I guess in reality I should go back to Prison Architect some, but for some reason Prison Architect has not captured my interest as much as maybe it should have. I don't know why that is. I guess it's because maybe it's because of the fact that you know I don't know, I guess it's the worker rebellion. It didn't sit too well with me. Oh, there's an extra life, I'll take that. You know, in hindsight, this is actually a very, very slow level. Particularly since, you know, they gave me landmines that I can't seem to switch from. That's another thing. This is one of the few games that does not have, like, a manual to come with it. Which, granted it is freeware, but it never actually had a manual to begin with. Which is a bit of a problem. I mean, it's, this game, I don't know why they didn't, you know, create a manual for it. The only thing I can really figure is that, I guess maybe printing a manual would have been too expensive. Or maybe they felt like it wasn't worth the effort or something, but this came with the so-called hint sheet. I guess because, well, I mean, it does in a way have its own manual. It's built into the game, but the trouble is, of course, with it being built into the game and with the game having the reputation that it does. Oh, what's this over here? Of, you know, of being rather crashy. Well, there's an issue there. You know, how do you get the game installed? There's a couple of hints at the beginning. And I mean, you know, this, I don't think this game was actually that expensive for the time. It was, wow. That's quite an interesting family-friendly message there. But yeah, I mean, it was, why can't I move? Oh, there we go. I keep on hitting the function key on my laptop. You know, this game, Apogee, or I guess it's 3D Realms now, they basically have come out and said that, you know, with all of their freeware games, which, you know, it is really cool that they released a lot of their games as freeware, but yeah, I'm a little bit tired of the tedium there. But anyway, they've released a lot of their games as freeware, which is really cool. But they basically said, you know, this game has never worked, you know, like it's always worked to some degree, but never, um, you know, never really, the way that, they had intended for it to work. So, yeah, that was a bit of an issue for 'em, I'm sure. That's kind of weird. They've got those, weird magnetic slugs. I guess that's what you call them. But yeah, the game is apparently, um, always had issues of some kind. Um, and whether that's, you know, the fault of the game or not, you know, it's, which I mean, it probably is. I mean, this is, you know, a third party engine that, you know, they didn't really code themselves. Like, they probably made the necessary tweaks to it. I mean, that sort of thing is actually surprisingly common in games. It's, probably more apparent now than it used to be because, you know, people actually come out and say, you know, well, this game uses such and such an engine, but, you know, it used to be the case to where, like, that really wasn't advertised as much. There we go. Maybe that dude will go after that. So, I mean, you know, this sort of thing, in my opinion, um, was a bit, it was a bit interesting because anybody who's played Keen, and I mean, if you grew up in the 90s, that was probably you. Um, you know, anybody who grew up in the 90s was, I guess, familiar with the Keen engine. And so, I mean, the graphics, to the developer's credit, are unique, for sure. Wonder if there's a way down without... Well, I don't know what to do with that. But, I'll save here just in case. I guess maybe that'll take me to the bonus level, because I do recall there is a bonus level in this game. Of some kind, at least. But I'm hoping there are keys up here, because I do need a key or two. I mean, I wouldn't think there would be, but... Oh no, there is one key. I've got so much longer to go with this. I've already massively screwed up by bringing myself down to 1 health. So maybe up here, maybe this will be It's just a book. We got 2 keys down there at least. Well, damn. I'll just leave it there, I guess. But yeah, actually, I guess if you do go to the credits, like, it does say that the game engine's from id. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and leave it at that. We're at 45 minutes, so, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll try to come up with something else that's pretty cool in the future. So until then, enjoy.